Hello, friends. Welcome to the Abel Speaks podcast, where we answer questions asked by parents who have received a life-limiting diagnosis for their child. My name is Daniel Crawford. I'm one of the co-founders of Abel Speaks, along with my wife, Kelly. And we received a life-limiting diagnosis for our child, Abel, back in 2015. And so we now exist as an organization to walk along families in this circumstance. And we hope that this podcast will serve as a helpful resource to that end. And so you can get in here and check out the archives already and start seeing some really specific, narrow, niche questions that parents, that moms and dads are processing along with this news and along with this journey. But first, we wanted to kind of pin at the top here, we wanted to give you the opportunity to hear not just from Kelly and myself, but from several other parents that have walked this road. And so we've pieced together a bit of a compilation of essentially just some sentiments, some testimonials of folks, of the ways that getting connected to Abel Speaks played a part in their child's story, but ultimately just what we long for you to hear in this is sound bites from real moms and real dads that chose to cherish their real child and have these things to say about their child, about their story, about their journey. And so I hope that with the weight of this context that is always on our shoulders, that this might be something that could be a source of encouragement and hope for you. So with no further ado, we'll let you hear from them now.
The doctor that I went to actually introduced me to Abel Speaks.
We actually attended one of their first concerts that they did in Dallas and just thought, this is incredible what they're doing. I hadn't heard of anything like this. And so we were supporting Abel Speaks before we ever got pregnant with Beth and learned of her diagnosis.
So we didn't know very much about we don't have a community here. And so someone texted my mom who told me to reach out to Abel Speaks. And I think it was somebody from Alabama, not even someone who knows the Crawfords or knows the community that's here.
They were just very inviting, very warm and welcoming, and it was very raw and uncut. They stuck by my side. A couple of weeks later, we met up for coffee and, just kind of hit it off.
Just being there for us anytime that we needed, providing support and just showing us an example of someone who had walked that difficult road and cherished their child and made that decision to choose life.
Abel Speaks has helped to make it not feel so lonely and help to give us a community and give us confidence in our decision to continue my pregnancy with Ava and deliver her.
Mark came and visited us when we were at the hospital and just really appreciated getting to know him and just the spirit of the mission of Abel Speaks.
The mentor couple that they assigned us have just been amazing, walking through everything with us, especially the week that we had Ben and losing Ben and being able to reach out to them, and they were just there for us.
And it's nice having that community where, with our mentor couple, I can text Lindsay 3 words and she's gonna know exactly what I'm feeling.
Abel Speaks hopped on board. In a matter of minutes, they were calling the hospital, they were helping us get organized. They provided everything that we needed for David when we didn't even know we needed it. Mm-hmm. Almost everything we have that's tangible, a picture of him, some precious keepsakes that mean everything to us.
I feel we would have been totally lost without them. Really came alongside us, medically speaking, and helped us advocate for his little life. And down to the little meeting that we had with the NICU, giving us actual questions to ask because we didn't know what to ask.
They provided us with a questionnaire, which came in very, very useful. And then from photography, we didn't have that resource available, and that was just beautiful to.
We just had so many unknowns around what, birth and delivery and hospital and all that stuff was going to look like. And again, I felt like we had a great resource that kind of could help walk us through that.
And then they went on to help us with our celebration of life as well for Reeves, which was incredible because we didn't know what we were doing, and it was very emotional. But I feel like they really held our hands during that, and it made it perfect.
We just finished the Sorrow and Suffering workbook that Kelly and Daniel wrote, and that has helped us come together in our grieving, continue to reflect and feel close as we're walking into the unknown, coming out of the unknown. So every step is new for us, and that book has just really helped us process together, stay connected, and like somehow our marriage has never been stronger. And this is not how I thought we'd get here, but I'm grateful to be on this side of it.
It was that first box that we received, like the wooden box with the books, and it had the necklace and the Bible. The Bible was probably the most encouraging part for me because it had Copeland's name on it, and I was needing a new Bible at that time, and so it came at the perfect time. It was just so thoughtful, and I just could not believe how much love went into that box just for us and for Copeland.
Because to be able to see your child's name just written down, the memories of his birthday, on a Father's Day, on a Mother's Day, they still remember. And that is the impact it has, is that there are other people that we didn't even personally meet or know yet that was remembering our child with us. And that is the greatest impact, is that Israel is not forgotten. Israel still speaks. And to see that written down, it's amazing.
I would tell anyone that makes a huge difference. Just to hear your child's name be spoken.
Abel Speaks reminded us that we're not alone.
It's enriched our lives so much, just meeting other families and not doing this alone.
And it was just understanding that I wasn't in this alone. Abel speaks and J Miracle speaks, and I will always cherish just the moments that I had with my daughter, but more importantly, the tools that I had leading up to her birth and even now post her birth.
Being able to endure hardship well and find joy in suffering through all that, and having an eternal perspective.
I can do more than I thought I could. I can endure the suffering and I can look to God. I can endure the suffering and I can have joy. And that ultimately I'm stronger than I thought I was.
As soon as we got in touch with Abel Speaks, it was incredible to feel that sense of community and know that there are other couples that have gone through the same thing and they're okay. You know, they still hurt, but they're okay.
It's connecting all these different people that have similar stories, and so we can, share in that grief together, but also not even just focus on the grief, but also
share our babies with each other.
Yeah, share their legacies and their stories.
It's amazing how something seemingly so tragic from the outside has been like such a blessing in bringing us together, and we know that God has mapped our roads together with these families because of something that we've all shared in loss, and for us to be able to like grow our faith and walk this journey with them is just such a blessing.
Losing Beth, but gaining this whole community of people who understand and can connect with us. I mean, I'm just speechless. Like it's been really impactful for me.
Now coming on the other side of like having lost Beth, being able to really look back and understand that like we could still cherish that and we can still honor that life.
We're just super thankful that Abel Speaks gives families permission in a way to celebrate what the world might say isn't perfect, and honor and cherish what God has created to be perfect in His image, even though medically or by the world standard it might look different.
Owen's life was incredibly impactful and expanded God's kingdom tremendously. And I don't think there's a better gift than that.